Hey everybody, it's Dr. Amir Rashidian with Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic Centers. And today I wanted to share with you a little story. A friend of mine was on an airplane and he was headed from New York to Las Vegas. And halfway through the plane, a gentleman who was sitting diagonally across from him, across the aisle, all of a sudden had a heart attack. They had to divert the plane and they landed somewhere. I think it was in Denver. They landed the plane and paramedics came onto the plane and they had radioed ahead, I guess, telling them what was going on. Paramedics came on the plane and they tried to resuscitate this gentleman and they couldn't do it. So they had to carry him off the plane. Now, the gentleman was sitting next to a little girl. I assume the little girl was his daughter. She might have been 7 years old, a young girl. And so she sat next to an empty seat as that plane took off again. And the plane continued to Las Vegas, and there at the airport, her mother met her and picked her up. Now, imagine what that little girl went through, the amount of pain and suffering she experienced as she had to sit next to an empty seat where her father used to be. And imagine if that man who passed away on that airplane, if he knew 7 years prior, the day that little girl was born, when he first looked into her eyes and fell in love with his daughter, imagine if someone had told him that in 7 years you're going to put her through an experience she will never forget. That your life choices, your lifestyle, the way you live, the things you do, your how you act, it's going to lead you to having a heart attack, and it's going to be in front of her, and she'll never forget it. Do you think if he knew that, he would have changed the choices he made? He would have lived a different life. Maybe he would have tried to be healthier. Maybe he would have tried to avoid having that heart attack. It's too late. It's not too late for you. So think about this. I want you to go back 7 years. 7 years ago, think about your life and your lifestyle. Where were you? What were you doing? How did you feel? How did you act? What were your choices? What were your goals and dreams and aspirations? Did you make a New Year's resolution back then to lose weight? Did you make a New Year's resolution to start exercising or eat better or eat less or whatever it might have been, to control your portions, to maybe start taking some supplements to just be healthier? Did you follow through with those choices? How was your health affecting you 7 years ago? And now come back to the present. How did those choices lead to where you are today? How do you feel? How do you look? Do you like who you are? Are you where you want to be? Or are you still making the same New Year's resolutions that you made 7 years ago? Are you still trying to achieve the same things you were trying to achieve 7 years ago? Is your health better or is it worse? Are you heavier? Are you on more medications? Where have you come over these 7 years? Because next I want to take you to 7 years into the future. 7 years from now, if nothing changes, where will you be? What are you going to look like? How are you going to feel? Will you be happy? You know, a healthy person is generally typically happier, also more successful. Also, that healthy person has more fulfilling relationships. They're not bogged down by lack of energy or strength or vitality. They can enjoy their life. Are you going to be there 7 years from now? Imagine if things keep getting worse. What's it going to look like? Really feel that pain, because that pain is going to motivate you. If you keep continuing making the wrong choices, not exercising, not eating right, not taking care of your body, what are you going to put your family members through? Who else is going to suffer and hurt because you suffer and you hurt? So come back to today and realize it's not too late. You still have a chance. What would have happened 7 years from now hasn't happened yet. But because you felt that pain and you know what it's going to look like if you don't change. It's time to make the changes you need to make. Start doing what you need to do. You know what you need to do. I don't need to tell you. You know it. What's one thing you can do today that's going to make you healthier 7 years from now? What's one thing? A little something. And if you did that every day moving forward, and after 30 days when it becomes a habit, you add one other thing on top of that one little tiny thing that makes you healthier. And you keep doing that. And what if every 30 to 90 days you add a new habit? And all of a sudden your habits change, because your habits form you. Every thought, every decision, every action moves you toward either wellness or illness, towards health or towards death. Where do you want to go? I know we're all going to die eventually. I know that. And we don't decide how long we're going to live. But what we do decide is that how healthy are we going to be while we're alive? How enjoyable will our life be while we're alive? Every thought. Because think about this, your thoughts become your words become your actions repeated over time become your habits. Your habits determine your character, and your character is what defines your destiny. Change your thoughts, change your actions, realize that the future hasn't happened yet. It's in your hands, it's under your control. Let's go get it done. You know what you need to do. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon.